Time to test the waters of Everfall. Snails in freshwater, clams in saltwater. That means we need to find a nice mix of ponds and seas. Let's see what this place has to offer. Galactic Fisherman sets up his fishing rod with the firefly bait and stands near the closest freshwater body of water. Well, here goes nothing. Let's hook us a snail. Well, it seems the pike are in a bit of a frenzy today. They're mighty fine fish, no doubt about it, but not what I'm after for the quest. Galactic Fisherman carefully reels in each pike, admiring them for a moment before gently releasing them back into the water. He surveys the area, searching for a suitable spot for catching snails and clams. Well, now, that's what I'm talking about. A mighty snail indeed. Let's add it to the collection and move on to the next challenge. Galactic Fisherman takes a moment to examine the snail, admiring its iridescent shell, before carefully placing it in a safe container. He eyes the next body of water, ready to tackle the clam-catching part of the quest. Ah, there we go. Fast travel makes this part so much easier. Let's see what this ocean has to offer for our quest. Galactic Fisherman activates the fast travel shrine, and in a flash of light he finds himself near the ocean's edge. He can hear the rhythmic crashing of waves against the shore, and the salty sea air fills his nostrils. Galactic Fisherman notices the camp of mining creatures, his eyes narrowing as he observes them from a distance. He keeps a low profile, taking care to stay hidden and avoid drawing their attention. The sight of the corrupted miners digging away with relentless purpose sends a shiver down his spine, but he remains vigilant, cautiously creeping past their camp. Galactic Fisherman peers over the edge of the waterfall, his heart pounding as he realizes the precarious situation he's in. The roar of the falling water echoes in his ears, and the thought of what lies below sends a wave of uneasiness through him. Well, that's a bit too risky for my taste. No clam's worth taking a tumble like that. Let's find a more stable path down to the ocean, shall we? As Galactic Fisherman descends the mountains, he can feel the terrain shifting under his feet. The trees and fields gradually give way to sandy expanses and open areas, the cool, damp air of the foothills replaced by the warm coastal breeze. "Ah," he remarks, breathing deeply of the salt-tinged air. "We must be getting close to the ocean now. The scent of the sea is strong." Galactic Fisherman steps onto the beach, his eyes scanning the wreckage strewn across the sands. The sight of the shipwrecks, broken and scattered like forgotten toys, fills him with a pang of sadness for the lost crew members and their untold stories. Humph, what a sight the sea can be both generous and ruthless. One moment it's home to the finest fish, but the next it swallows ships whole. Galactic Fisherman spots the rock and his eyes light up with excitement. It's a perfect spot to cast his line, far enough from the shipwreck debris and offering ample space for reeling in a catch. As the zombie mariners approach, their undead forms shambling toward him with rotting limbs and outstretched arms, the fisherman raises his fishing rod, ready to fend them off. "No dead man's gonna break my focus. I've got a clam to catch." Galactic Fisherman assesses his inventory and realizes that he doesn't have the correct bait for saltwater fishing. With a sigh, he shrugs and decides to try his luck with a free cast, without any bait. He knows it's a risky move, but he's a seasoned angler and sometimes instincts and perseverance can pay off. Well, here goes nothing. Maybe the fish here are feeling particularly generous today. Galactic Fisherman reels in the clam, a triumphant smile spreading across his face. Ah, there we go. Got her! A clam, just what the quest asked for. Never thought I'd be so excited to catch a clam, but I suppose there's a first time for everything. He carefully places the clam in his bag, storing it safely for later. And look at that! A fish-headed hammer and a small salmon to boot. Not a bad haul after all. Galactic Fisherman packs up his gear, carefully securing his fishing rod and the clam in his bag. Well, that was quite the adventure. Got the clam, added a few trinkets to my collection, and fought off some pesky undead mariners in the process. He takes a moment to look out at the ocean, the waves crashing against the shore in a soothing rhythm, before turning back toward the fast-travel shrine. Time to head back and turn in this clam to those folks in Everfall. Can't wait to see what the next quest will bring. Galactic Fisherman breathes a sigh of relief as he exits the beach, safely past the shipwrecked area and the troublesome drowned mariners. The path ahead seems clear, and he can see the lights of the town in the distance. Well, that's a bit of a weight off my shoulders. Can't say I'm partial to zombie creatures, especially when they're coming after me while I'm fishing, but I reckon the rest of the way ought to be a bit less eventful. Galactic Fisherman walks through the town, taking in the sights and sounds of the place. The hustle and bustle of the marketplace, the lively chatter of townsfolk, and the distant clanging of blacksmiths' anvils fill the air. He moves purposefully through the narrow streets, his mind focused on the quest at hand. Ah, here we are. The lake where the quest began. Time to find that quest giver and turn in this clam, and see what other secrets this town holds.
caught us some snails and clams, have you? Pretty ones, too. Grand work all around. Feels great being out on the water, yeah? Ah, yes. I've always loved the shore life. So romantic. Much as Perenel's story is. You can read it in that bottle over there. I even wrote it myself. But we mustn't get distracted. Your test. I need to be assured you can work well with others and prod things when things need prodding. Something like that. Go find Urashima. He's the other squire. A hot shot by his own estimation, but a bit of a laze in my opinion. You learned something though.
Galactic Fisherman approaches the lake, his eyes scanning the area for the next fishing squire who will have the next task for him. He sees a figure standing near a fishing spot, their gear neatly arranged beside them, and he approaches with a friendly wave. Ahoy there! I'm looking for the next fishing task. You wouldn't happen to be the squire who's handing out chores, would you? Galactic Fisherman walks along the beach, the sandy shores stretching out in either direction, and spots the broken bridge over a portion of the ocean. Ah, there it is. The bottomless cup, eh? Not a very inviting name for a cup, I must say. And looks like that bridge is in quite a state. He moves closer to the bridge, his eyes fixed on the squire nearby, ready to find out what task awaits him this time.
Or the person eating the fish. Or the, wait, what was I talking about? Wait, who are you? Don't tell me Khadija sent you. I can't keep up with these orders without a break, or multiple breaks. It's like the fish want to be caught. There's no end to it. Really, if I had another pair of hands and another fishing pole, I might finish my quota. And then I could finally sleep. How many days has it been? Wait, who are you? So she hasn't given up then. Can't tell if I'm elated or disappointed. But that's good. That's actually truly good news after all those recent episodes she had. Friend, hear me. Just because you'll be on Eternum forever doesn't mean you have to spend all your time fishing. That's how it starts. You offered to help, though. Hotspots are wherever rare fish are jumping out of the water. If you have special bait from Khadija, let's use it.
Galactic Fisherman approaches the fishing spot, his gaze fixed on the jumping fish in the water. Looks like there's some movement here. Fish are jumping, which means a good hot spot. This squire knows what they're talking about. He takes his fishing rod, casts out the line, and lets out a satisfied grunt as the line lands perfectly in the hot spot. Now let's see if I can hook some whoppers. Galactic Fisherman fights against the feisty fish, his rod bending and creaking under the strain. He grips the handle tightly, his knuckles white, and puts all his strength into reeling them in. Whoa there! These fish are no pushovers. They're giving me a run for my money, they are. But I ain't about to let 'em break my line and swim away. He grits his teeth and manages to reel in all 3 of the fish, their glistening scales reflecting the sunlight.
Not a bad haul, I admit. Only a fraction of what I needed. Huh. I pace myself for sanity's sake. Unlike Perenelle, who won't take a break to save her life. That's because she believes those stories about this magic giant bass or whatever. I think all that sitting in the rain and sun has gone to her head. That said, there's something strangely compelling about the tale. I wrote down some thoughts on it once. Waiting for fish to bite, of course. You can read it if you want. I'm thinking if I can sleep with one eye open, maybe I can fish at the same time as resting. Then I could finish the order on time. Ah, but what if I dream of fish? Ambitious, aren't you? But you do have a knack for this. Yes. Help me get this done and I will sing your praises to Perenelle. Not trying to dump my work, but I'm a seeker and, well, you're a petitioner. Let's say 15 fish. That will prove you have the needed commitment.
Galactic Fisherman takes a moment to admire the fish he's caught, his fatigue settling in, but his spirit undeterred. These fish are a fine catch indeed, but 15 in a single day seems like a tall order. My arms could use a rest before I tackle that challenge. He sighs, setting his rod down and finding a comfortable spot to sit down. A moment to catch my breath and rest these weary bones. A fisherman needs his energy for the tasks ahead.